I don't like people's noises. Yeah, I hate that.
So if I were to do this,
It's free real
Yeah,
estate.
surprisingly, I wouldn't. I don't think most people would. I miss when we used to talk about anime on stream. I miss when we used to talk about anime
I'm sorry.
on stream.
I'm sorry for everyone that had to just deal with that.
No.
We're live.
Yeah, do you just drink straight out of the carton too?
Yep.
Instead of like pouring it in a glass?
Only because I
I'm
live
home,
alone. If I didn't, I wouldn't be doing
when I
it.
lived alone, I did the same thing.
Josh, do you leave the toilet seat up too?
Yep.
No.
And then forget about it, and then when you
Oh,
sit
wow,
down to
man.
take a shit, you just fall through?
I still put it down, but it actually sucks because the toilet seat here doesn't have like one of those like deceleration mechanics to it. So if you start to put it down, it's just going clunk.
Oh yeah, mine's the same way.
You have to like actually like be gentle.
I don't think I've ever had a toilet like that. Wow.
My toilet.
It's like-
I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's the split. Wait, the where it slows down, or
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of that before because I always have to like in the middle of the night I have to lower that shit like. And
you're on
if it,
stealth
like
mission.
if it fumbled out of my hand, everyone's waking up, dude.
It's like
Brutal.
that split second when it slips out
It's
of
like-
your hands. and
No,
you see it
yeah,
fall,
no,
like,
you,
oh,
yeah.
shit.
When I see it fall, I start believing in like a higher power. Like, please God, get me out of this shit, man. Everyone's about to wake up. They know I'm up at 2:00 in the morning right now. I'm fucked. But
Bro, that's why every time I'm at someone else's house, I just drop the toilet lid because ours slowly drops, and I make such a.
when you
Like,
see
shit, I'm gonna fucking break the damn toilet.
yeah.
that split second when you see it dropping, but it hasn't hit yet.
Oh my god.
Play that copyright. All right,
I
bye.
stopped.
Josh, this is where you go back to eating your yogurt. Just-
Yeah.
Well, I've still been eating this whole time.
All right, can we get some ASMR?
No, please God. No.
Oh,
I don't like ASMR.
why? It's so.
Proceeds to mute Mike.
Controversial opinion. I don't like. I think I have misophonia, which is like a thing where you hate.
What'd you call
people's
me?
noises
Yeah,
Of
the fuck?
like
Say it's my
eating and
face.
chewing and shit. I don't like people's noises. Yeah, I hate that.
So if I were to do this,
It's free real
Yeah,
estate.
surprisingly, I wouldn't. I miss when we used to talk about anime on stream. I miss when we used to talk about anime.
I'm sorry.
On stream.
I'm sorry for everyone that had to just deal with that. We're gonna have to have like a disclaimer when it starts. Warning ASMR at this time.
Do you guys think we have an intro for the video this week, or like do we need to work on?
Wait, did you already
There we
start
go.
the stream?
Yeah, we've been live for like 3 minutes.
Yes,
We've been live for like
live
3
a
minutes
little while
now. So, how about we start it? Welcome, everyone, to this episode podcast, where this week we are talking about the final episode of Part 2, the revengeance of the final season of Attack on Titan. So, yeah, I personally like this episode because it was just kind of setting it up for Part 3. So, I guess my expectations were kind of low, honestly.
so
But
it was
go
a
ahead.
very good episode. I just the entire time I was watching it, I was angry at Mappa. I was like, "You sons of bitches! I love this anime so much. You're gonna make me wait another year for the finish of this fucking anime." So
Yeah.
I was like, this is really good, but I don't want it to be good. I want it to be bad because I'm angry.
For like
So
Stop it.
contextually, it was really good because it provided a lot of the information that we didn't have, kind of like the in between period for how Aaron got to be how he was when he was reintroduced in like part 1 of season. Is this season 4? Is it?
yeah,
I think
still
so.
I don't
season
know.
4.
I lost
3
track.
years.
I don't know.
3 years of season 4.
Okay. So it was nice because we got that.
Bye, Josh.
It actually took a second to realize
Hi,
like
Josh.
what the hell was going on. But then as it was progressing, like knowing this was supposed to be the finale for part 2 of season 4 out of 3, 4, 5, 6 parts or 5 seasons or 2 movies, whatever. I was like, really? This is how this is gonna end? Like this is all we're getting? I was like really annoyed at that fact, but I mean, yeah, grand scheme of things, it was a good episode, but I feel like it left a lot to be desired.
I thought this would have been the perfect episode for what we thought we were gonna get, the 42 minutes. because we would have got that first part of them in Marley for the first time, and then we could got like 20 minutes of Aaron and the rumbling. Instead, we got like 2 minutes of Aaron and the rumbling with some giant ass weird looking titans swimming under boats and shit.
Yeah, that's
Like,
not how
first time
I
I
thought
thought
the
Titans
colossals
swim
would
like that.
go across the water. They were just
Me
straight up
neither,
swimming.
I thought they would walk at the bottom of the ocean. or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I thought that's how that was gonna go.
And they were like Olympic swimming, right? They were like going like this.
Yeah,
Dude,
man.
they weren't
them
even, like-
swimming
they weren't
made them look
casuals, dude. They
so
were-
small.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like the ships like shot at them, like just breaking them in half. But it makes you look like only like one cannonball hit them or some shit, and they just split in half. It's like, are those like smaller colossal titans, or is like the scaling just a little weird?
Scaling was weird because then when he finally gets underneath the boat, you're like, holy shit, that thing's huge.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they got a nice little steam bath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, steam bath, the nice little sauna in the wide open.
Dude, that guy got obliterated. Dude,
Yeah.
me and Ka just started busting out laughing when that happened. We were like, "Eat shit!"
So how did this one start? Did it start with Mikasa thinking
It was it started with Mikasa on the boat and thinking about what she could have done different, and then it goes to the flashback where the scouts originally arrived in Marley, where Sasha was not dead and alive. Eat shit, Gabby. And speaking of eating, they constantly were
It was
hoarding on the ice cream and all the other stuff, and not being they were being very
Not being stealthy.
they were not being inconspicuous.
it felt cool to see them all like kind of normal again, but at the same time, it
Yeah.
felt so out of place for what we're going through. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, there's a mass genocide of all humanity on the horizon. Hey, let's laugh about fucking Sasha and Connie eating ice cream for the first time. Like, who cares, man?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the flashbacks. They're characters, man.
Yeah.
But
When did they meet Onya Capone? Because
That's a good
I
question
wasn't
too.
familiar.
I don't remember.
wasn't he
'Cause they
there
nuke
with
him.
Yelena? I thought he
The
was there
Yelena
with...
was not in this episode besides like
No,
the interaction.
no.
she
At
had
this
with Aaron.
point, no. At this point, they have already. Bye, Josh.
See.
Hi, Josh. No, at this point, like Yelena and Onyokapo has already been to Paradise. Where yeah, because Aaron like picked up one of their ships in like an ambush and like put it on like land and shit. So then that's when they get more information about Marley, and then they visit it.
Mm.
So is that like so they kind of
The end of
negotiate
season three.
Yeah,
something?
yeah. Yelena betrays like all the other Marlians on there by shooting one of them, and then that's when they get more like Marlian technology and stuff, and eventually they, go out to scout it.
It happened off camera, right?
No, they showed
No.
it.
When?
Like the end
Early-
of season 3, maybe?
No, it was in the starting
It was
of
part
season
one
4.
of season 4.
Yeah, part 1.
But it happened in that time skip between 3 and 4, right?
Right? Yeah, it did.
Okay.
We didn't see it in season 3. No, that's when we were introduced to like that chef guy that had a hard on for Sasha,
Mm.
and then yeah, I think that was before like Aaron beat the shit out of like Armin when they had like their little talk. So it was a while ago when this happened, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
Feels like ages ago now.
no, so it all makes sense timeline wise. So they're just filling in when Aaron left the scouts because they were just kind of chilling in Marley and scouting, and they were just gonna like have a meeting with that one lady from like Mikasa's like heritage or whatever. I don't know what their country's called still.
Azuma Beetle.
Yeah. And then they wanted to peek in on the big like world conference or whatever to see everyone's opinions on like Eldians and like the Paradise Island, to see if there's something they could like redeem or push to get them on their good side. And that's when Aaron left. But before that, we actually had a real nightmare happen with that effing clown with Levi.
Yeah.
The Levi's just chilling like, what a bunch of useless shits. And the next thing you know, a clown's like, oh, little boy. And then you just see Levi's eyes go, no way. I was so scared for that clown.
Yeah,
I thought Levi was about to
was
beat the shit out of him. It didn't
I
help
really
the
want, I
clown
really
though.
wanted to see that.
Dude, it didn't help the clown though that he was being super creepy and he was like, "I'm talking to you,"
I know, that was
getting
like,
closer. I'm like,
what
"What
was-
are you doing?"
it's like shit like that. If this was like a normal anime, like in the middle of a season somewhere, I'd have been cool with it. But like this is like the season finale or the part 2 finale of season 4, and it's like, why? And the stakes of where we are in this anime right now, I feel like that was so unnecessary of a moment.
I
Like, I
mean,
was just like, what is happening?
how long has it been since we've had like a nice moment though in the show?
Well, we're not supposed to have nice moments, man.
Well, I'm just saying. I agree with you in the sense that I wish there was more rumbling shown off. Like I could have skipped like the whole Sasha and all that stuff because like I already know what happens to her, so I don't really need to see a flashback of her. But yeah, I would have rather seen more of the rumbling happen.
And then the only part of that flashback that was necessary was the drinking in the tent. With
Hell
the
yeah, dude.
people.
No, and smiling
Which-
Mikasa. That just probably just made like her fan base just go crazy and start another
Which-
cult.
I want to talk about that tent scene so bad.
So
that
yeah,
tent scene-
that's the next part. So go ahead.
I had a lot to nitpick about the the effects of this tent scene
All right, stretch it
And-
out
and-
50 minutes. We gotta make it to an hour.
and why it made me fucking hate Aaron.
Okay.
Like I told you guys off camera, Aaron went from like my probably second, third favorite character behind Gabby and Reiner to I don't even like him anymore. And the reason why is because the entire time he was carrying out the rumbling, in the back of my mind I was like, okay, he's just trying to protect his friends. He thinks everyone hates him. Like he's doing whatever it takes. He doesn't know about the innocence. But in watching this episode, he knows, like he experienced the goodness of humanity and the goodness of the innocent people, and he still chose to kill them all anyways.
Well, I think we get like a hint of his motivation. He's doing all of this to protect, obviously, the people of Paradise, but more importantly, he cares a lot about his friends. So when we had that like a flashback within the flashback of Aaron, well, it's not really, but whatever, where Aaron was in the war in the first episode of part 1 of the final season of this fucking hyper ass stupid multi-part final season. But it shows that Aaron's cutting off his leg. Oh my god.
That was
Why
cool scene.
did he just do that so that he appeared to be weak
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
front of Zeke? Or
No.
He did it to look like he got hurt in the war.
Yeah, as an injured
Oh, so that he
Eldian.
could- so that he could go incognito
Yeah.
to meet with.
So he can infiltrate
Yeah.
Marley as an injured
Yeah.
Eldian.
That's how we learned that he was like an amputee and had like that eye patch. That's how that happened.
So he just like he even just took a bullet too, and he just like stabbed it in his eye, which was like shout out to that voice actor, man.
That
Whew.
was really good.
Really
Yeah.
good. Like he made like his voice all muffled, like just like it was so good, dude. Props
Dude,
to
with
that
that
guy.
tiny knife too, dude. His leg with this tiny ass
Yeah,
dagger,
I don't know.
and
Yeah.
it was like stuck in there too.
So from that scene though, we showed that Aaron was talking to Zeke, and he was saying
No one
like,
wants to talk about what I said about Aaron. No one wants to.
well, no, I'm continuing what I was saying before with his main
Travis,
motivation
give me some
being.
context for.
No, his main point being is that he's willing to go that far because he cares so much about his friends. And earlier in the final season, when they were building the train tracks and shit, he talked about all he wants is his friends to live a long life. So it seems like that's like his main motivation, and this is like the only way he knows how to do it, because at this point he's already seen the future. He knows what happens, and he knows that this is the only course to make sure his friends live a happy life. But
Yeah.
he knows the consequence of that is all these innocent people he's seeing are going to have to pay the price. Which
I can understand.
which sucks, cuz
I
you
just-
know.
I feel like if he would have just fucking talked to someone, talked to Armin, talked to Levi, they could have figured out a different plan than mass genocide. Like they could have maybe just attacked the leaders of these countries, not these innocent people that have no qualm with them at all.
Well, the
Right,
problem
like-
with the problem with that is that Aaron has the founding titan, so people already know what the power of the Fine 10 can do. They can trigger the rumbling, which is that's like you have this like giant nuclear bomb right here. You can't just talk to everyone like, hey, don't worry, we're never gonna use this thing.
Well, okay, then why not?
If anything, he could have used that as leverage. Like, hey,
Exactly,
you gotta.
exactly. It's like in real life, MAD, mutually assured destruction with the nukes. Like we have nukes in real life, we have nukes, but we, global scale, we have agreed never to use them because we know what will happen. It could be that same thing where, like, if Aaron were to use the Founding's powers, they know that it's full out war against Paradise.
Yeah, I just think it's just an endless cycle too. It's just they're just always gonna hate Eldians, and all the Eldians and Marley are just gonna be like enslaved and shit. So I don't know. I don't know what the peaceful option here is.
There is no peaceful option, but there is other options besides killing everybody. And I think that, like, the thing I liked so much about like the UN meeting or whatever it was supposed to represent, like all the world leaders together, you could see when that guy was saying, "Let's go kill all the Eldians, let's go kill all the Island Devils." There was like a good handful of people that were like, "Oh, this is not right. We should stop this guy." So if Aaron would have just not been so impulsive and just like evil, he would have.
No, he's not being impulsive though. He knows the future. He knows that this is the only way for it to work. That's the problem. He's not just saying, well, a couple people agree, or a good majority of this room agrees with them, I'm just gonna go. No, he knows that this is the only way. So for all we know, and the power of the coordinate or whatever, he probably saw multiple timelines or some shit. We don't know the full extent of what Aaron saw when he kissed Historia's hand. So for all we know, this is the best option or outcome for the people of Paradise, and I don't know.
I think he chose the easy and the selfish route out of this, but it's just me.
I think he's got tunnel vision. He has his heart and his mind set on something. Like Trav said, that he saw a particular future, and he thinks that that's just how it's gonna go, and that's how it has to go. So anything that suggests any otherwise or challenges that, he's not gonna pay too much attention to it. His heart's set on the path that he's already set on.
I also agree with Mitch saying like he is selfish. That's it. This is entirely a selfish decision because all he wants is to save his friends. There it is.
I also didn't understand the importance,
which is fucking nutty.
I also didn't understand the importance of him and Mikasa's conversation on top of the hill. Like, why was it so important?
Trying to ask if she wants some.
Dude?
Like, why the fuck is that conversation being viewed as like the turning point to where Aaron decided to commit genocide?
I don't know if it was. I think the Mikasa is just thinking that it was that big of a deal, but there's no telling whether or not it would have made a huge difference between whether or not he did it.
She was just wondering if there was anything else she could have done to dissuade him from this path. But
I think that was
confess her feelings that he would have done different.
I think that was Aaron's turning point, because he knew that if he was to do what he is doing now, he needed like a strong enough reason. He needed to know who he was doing it for. So I think he wanted to hear Mikasa say like, "Hey, you mean a lot to me," and just as he would mean a lot to her, she means a lot to him. All his friends mean that same amount to him, so he's gonna do this because of that. Which for that as a justification to do what he's doing now, I don't know. It depends on who you ask if that's right or not. But
there's a deep part of me that feels like Aaron isn't actually in full control. I feel like he had the plan, but I feel like he like gave up control to like Ymir or Zeke, or not Zeke, because Zeke would have done the utilization. But I don't know, because Aaron's whole character is that everybody, not just his friends, everybody is born free, and he is single-handedly taking the freedom of life away from 90% of the world. So I don't know. I feel like it's not all him. I feel like he kind of was like, yeah, I know this is the only way, so you take over, you do what you need to get done.
Yeah, but he's fighting for the freedom of the people of Paradise. So that's why the 90% are going to take them and him out if, they're going to take their freedom. So He's just like, well, fuck him. If you try to take my freedom, I'm going to take away your freedom. That's pretty much been his entire character, even when he was a little kid.
Yeah.
Do we consider the?
I don't know. I really don't know how much Aaron has changed, because we even see at the very end of the episode where he's finally bringing himself and the rumbling to Marley. He's saying the same thing he said when this entire show started. You know, I'm going to wipe out every single one of you, every last one. So I don't know how much of the character he's really changed. He stopped being as much as a crybaby, I guess.
Do we consider the possibility of him doing all this intentionally to be some kind of martyr for everyone in the world to come together and see past any animosity they had towards each other, not judge each other for whatever happened in the past, and him being the victim of that is what's going to free everyone from that.
That was my first, like, when did, like, all this stuff first happened and he was, like, becoming the villain. I was like, I think he's pulling a Sasuke, because Sasuke's whole goal at the end of Naruto was to be that one big baddie that everyone's hatred got shoved towards, and then once he died, the hatred of the world would die with him. And I think that's kind of what Aaron's doing, like a Zero Requiem type thing, where he's the ultimate bad guy. Then once he dies, they'll realize nothing else is as bad as that, so they'll work together. But
like, he's taking on the burden of all the world's hate. He's making everyone hate him, so that way they can see past everything else. I don't know. I don't think it comes down just as him being strictly malicious, and that's why he's doing all this. Like, he's seeking revenge on everyone hating the
because
the audience and all that. Like, it's way more abstract. It can't be that simple.
Yeah.
I don't.
My original theory was he's doing this, like you said. He knows he's the bad guy, and he knows he's making the ultimate sacrifice. But deep down inside, he knows his friends will stop him before everyone dies. I feel like that's why he made the decision he did, because he knew they would stop him.
And maybe that's why the conversation with Mikasa is more important. Maybe if she had said something like, I love you, or something like that, romantically, it might have made him want to be a martyr less. But her saying, you're like family to me, he saw his mother sacrifice herself. His dad obviously went through all sorts of sacrifices for him. So he's like, oh, well, this is what family does, is they sacrifice themselves for family.
That's another thing.
It's all about family.
Maybe that question was for him to, like, screen if she'd be able to even stop him if it came down to it.
Yeah. That's another thing about Aaron. It's like, I don't get it, but, like, he knows what it feels like to lose everything he's loved in the blink of an eye, and he's gonna do that to millions and millions of children.
Yep.
So
now,
it's either the island or the world, man. He's not thinking about that. He's thinking about, I need to protect this chunk of the world. You know,
there are no ultimates. Like, there are no ultimatum. Like, there's no such thing as an ultimatum in life. Like, it's not the island or the world. There are other options.
Well, there's not right now. Especially now, since the rumbling is here. You know,
well, wasn't that like, didn't that only apply before the rumbling though? Isn't that why they were so scared of the island? Like, if they kill Aaron now, the founder
plus
is
the
dead,
island is full of devils.
There is no one who can utilize the rumbling anymore. That bomb has theoretically been,
that's
I guess, a little bit used, but then diffused. So don't they then have no reason to fear paradise because no more rumbling?
Well, that's why they sent Reiner and Beltoed and Annie and what was his name? What was his name? Marco or Marcus?
So what I'm saying is, if Aaron does die, do they not really have much of a reason then to hate?
Yeah, exactly.
If he dies, what happens to the founder? Doesn't it get passed on to somebody else, or
I think
eventually, but not.
If one of the 9 dies, their shifting powers get passed down to a random Eldian baby in 3 years.
Yeah, but the question is, with that is like Ymir's power too. So if Aaron dies, does that mean Ymir passes on too, or does she go back into, what was it, the void? What was that place called? The Paths?
Paths.
Yeah. Does she just go back there, or does she fade away? That's the question I have.
I don't know. There's something else I wanted to say, but I fucking
It goes
forgot.
down to Baron, Aaron's child, Baron, in the next generation of shows. Baron, the next generation.
Was that an April Fool's?
It has to be
thing?
April Fool's.
Please
Day.
God,
That
let
was-
it be an
yeah, that
April
was an
Fool's
April Fool's
joke.
joke.
That's so fucking stupid.
What else? Oh, there's
It'd been
what
so
else?
bad too because it completely like Mitch brought it up. He's like, dude, spoilers. Aaron lives. What?
Yeah, right. I don't know if you guys saw. I made a Facebook post because I haven't posted anything in a while. I made a Facebook post about becoming a
Facebook.
bean farmer. I
Yeah.
think that there are a lot of people, my friends, who took that very seriously and think that I'm going to become a bean farmer.
Well, at
Yeah.
first I was like, okay, this is random. But then I was like, oh wait,
You,
it's
you
April
saw it?
1st. Yeah, I was like, oh, it's
Yeah,
April
yeah.
1st.
And you know I have an internship and everything, so I was just that was.
That's why I was so confused. I was like, really? You're gonna fucking farm beans instead?
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, chili beans. That's my
What
shit.
else would you do? You know, as a man, you
Right.
want to get beans.
Yeah.
There's
Exactly.
something else I wanted to say, but I just totally.
Just say it already. Jesus, don't keep us in suspense, dude.
Say
Come
it
on.
on spray it, bro.
What were
Maybe
we
if you
talking
change the
about?
color of your room, it'll help you think better.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Coordinate that. Okay, change it to red in like do a countdown.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
The red looks
Red
like shit.
sucks.
Red
dude.
looks like shit, bro.
Turn off
Looks
your
like brown,
turn off your desk light.
Yeah.
I don't think. How much did they have? Oh my
That was
god,
super dark.
dude. There you go, wait, Josh. Here's the. I gotta say, Mitch makes it really easy for doing those outro pictures.
Why do you think I do this shit? I'm trying to make your life easier.
No,
bro.
it makes it harder sometimes too, because like Yusuf will send me like 7 like timestamps where I have to like pick
All of
one.
them work. You can use me eating yogurt for my outro pick.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a lot of stuff here. Mostly probably the ASMR, but yeah, I mean,
What are you trying to think of, Mitch? Either you know it or you don't.
It's gone. It's fucking gone.
yeah, I don't even think the whole conversation between Aaron and Mikasa would have changed anything. Even if Mikasa like declared her love for him, I don't even know if that would dissuade him enough.
That's why I was so confused why they were putting so much emphasis on it.
It's
I don't know.
probably just because Mikasa herself is.
Well,
putting
I mean,
so much emphasis
Aaron
on it.
probably
That's all
knew
she
that-
can think of.
Yeah, Aaron
That's
probably
how he
knew
was
that
right.
this was like the last time they were actually gonna be able to speak to each other before all that shit goes
Oh.
down.
That's what I wanted to say. And I've always wondered this. Why the fuck, if this was Aaron's plan from the beginning, why didn't he just shake Zeke's hands when they talked to each other in Marley the first time? Like, why do they have to go through all this mousetrap shit when he needed Zeke to come to the island? Why couldn't he just do it right then and there?
Can he not start the rumbling when he's off Paradise?
I don't know.
That could
Like,
be a stipulation.
I-
I don't know.
Like,
I mean, all this stuff is there.
if his plan was to just kill everybody, just do it. But
Yeah,
Maybe
but
he can't start
I
it without
well, I
going
just
around.
thought too, like if they started in Marley and all the Titans start charging from Paradise, they're gonna be in Marley by the time the Colossals get there. So I mean, it'd just be more inconvenient for them to get the fuck past them, you know.
I guess it does make sense for Aaron to have that shield of Colossals.
Dude, I thought it was only gonna be like one layer of Colossal. Dude, there's like,
It's like 7.
dude,
Yeah.
there's so many Colossal Titans. It's scary, dude.
Where is Zeke again in all this?
Inside
Zeke,
of Aaron, he absorbed
Somewhere
him
inside, yeah,
He's just
somewhere
inside.
inside Aaron. We don't know yet.
in that
I
giant
mean, inside,
colossal.
like, Aaron's just all bones, though.
yeah,
He's
worm,
literally just a
yeah.
freaking scout. He's a
Big
carcass.
ass.
Well, I mean, Zeke's
Skelly-
somewhere in
Skelly
there,
Girl.
so I mean, I don't even know if like Ymir's physical body's in there or not, but yeah, it's just kind of a whole smorgasbord of random shit, I guess, inside of Aaron now.
We mentioned it all, like what Aaron talked to Zeke, Elena, Historia, Floch, like in those flashbacks. Was there anything worth mentioning with that besides him just kind of
Well,
telling him what his plans are and them showing their response?
I don't get the whole "you're the worst girl in the world who saved me" shit that he always says. Like, what does that mean?
when Historia saved him by rejecting the serum from Rod Reese.
Her father, yeah.
Yeah, she started to unchain Aaron, and when she was saying that I'm the worst person in the world, I'm going to destroy the world by denying this power. You know?
Because she knew how psycho Aaron was.
Yeah.
It's just okay.
Well, I'm like, I don't really know why she said that, but that's the context of it, and that's, you know, she freed Aaron, and she proclaimed that she was the worst person in the world, and she's going to be the one that destroyed or something like that. I don't know why. I don't remember why she said that, but yeah.
But I don't know. It just, I mean, Historia knew the entire time what Aaron was planning. So
I saw a clip on YouTube where the person like took the scene where Historia was like, "All right, I'll get pregnant," and like they named the title of it like Historia's 200 IQ plan. I'm pretty sure that's just to stop her from like, I don't know, getting sacrificed or something, or being turned into a Titan to eat Zeke or something.
what, her getting pregnant?
Yeah, because they're not going to transform her into a Titan to eat the founder or Zeke while she's pregnant. You know, they're not going to do that.
They wouldn't.
But I mean, that's my assumption of it. They're not that crazy.
What was Historia talking about?
Less likely, but
What was she talking about when she was like, or when Aaron said, "I won't have children eat their parents anymore"? Is that like what Marley wants? Does Marley want Historia to eat Aaron and then like continue the cycle of the Reese family holding it and not?
It's pretty much the same exact thing Reese's family did, yeah.
Okay.
So you just have a family line that's just constantly eating each other and stuff, which is that's their history, and Aaron doesn't want that to continue.
I mean, so you have a family of cannibals running the world, or mass genocide?
Well, it wouldn't be running the world. That option would be to go back to normal, where the paradise is paradise. Aaron's
nothing
dead,
would change.
Nothing would change, and Marley would just still keep tending Titans and shit.
Okay.
Because people of royal blood who possess the founding Titan can't utilize it to start the rumbling, correct?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
Right, that's the whole.
You need
like,
royal blood to be able to
whole
get
Ymir
connected to the
thing.
paths. Right?
Yeah.
I think you need to have royal blood to have access to the paths. Thus, if you have
But
the
if-
founding Titan power, you can command Ymir. Or if you have royal blood, you could command her. I think
But
it's like kind
I
of
thought it was
both
that
ways.
if you're a royal and you possess the founding Titan, that you can't start the rumbling, and like they had like the purple eyes or some bullshit. where
They
it's
could.
like,
Yeah.
They can't start.
No,
the
they could.
rumbling.
No,
They just
I
they were
don't think
pacifists.
No, I don't think they could. I think Josh is right because, like, I don't think they could because they were under the. They needed someone
oath of
outside of
Ymir
royal
or
blood
some
to
bullshit.
break King Fritz's
Yeah.
curse or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Aaron
not
was-
that it's
Aaron
not
was
just
the
that they
one-
didn't want to; they straight up could not.
And Aaron was the first one to break the king's curse or whatever.
Yeah.
Or
Do
he
you,
had the
do you
founding
remember?
Titan.
Do you
I don't
remember when
know.
the show?
Royal blood.
Do you remember when the show was just about killing titans and badass moments?
That's why I think Attack on
Surviving.
Titan's the most nutty show ever. Like, seriously, you never thought it'd get to this moment where they even show, like, the flashback of Kid Aaron screaming about his mother being eaten. And then it, like, fades out with him being the giant fucking, like, final boss of the entire series with all the colossal titans in him. It's like, we went, stomping the bomb, now we're... kind of shit.
I think it's like any kind of post-apocalyptic kind of show where like they start off fighting any like larger threat, whether it's zombies or in this case it's titans, and then gradually the threat shifts to being people, and then they fight each other. It's the same stupid cycle.
Yeah, but then the main character turns himself into the giant monster zombie that's gonna destroy everyone.
I think Attack on Titan has like continuously the greatest twists in media. Like the twist that it wasn't like Paradise wasn't the last people on Earth. There's another the whole world outside. The twist with Aaron was the bad guy the entire time. The twist that Aaron's gonna start the rumbling. It's like just twist after twist after twist. It's like holy shit, man.
Well, it's
Twist
definitely a
that
show that
savage child.
yeah,
But instead you can just grab an artillery cannon and kill a bunch of them.
yeah, she's played enough Call of Duty.
Yeah, bro.
That's what they got in Marley.
Yeah.
They had Modern Warfare 2, so so to go back to the whole royal blood thing, I don't know if you guys are right. I don't know. I only assume they didn't start the rumbling because they were pacifists. That was about it. But for all I know, you guys are completely right. But I'm just gonna assume they were just pacifists.
I thought that it was like the king because Ymir it's a king's blood, so he can't break his hold on Ymir or whatever. But
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, the king I don't think would give a shit. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take out the whole world." I think the king would side with Aaron, honestly.
well, I'm not talking about ideologies here. I'm just talking about physically not being.
No, I mean using the power in that sense.
Yeah. I'm trying to read through this gobbledygook right fucking now. It says, the founding titans inherited the ideology of Karl Fritz along with his memories. He believed that the alien empire committed too many atrocities towards the world, be forgiven,
So
and the
Karl
aliens should be
Fritz?
locked up inside his paradise
That's the
within
king.
the walls.
Carl
Okay.
Fritz was
He
the
made
first...
a vow renouncing war to stop Eldia from ever using the founding titan again to devastate the world.
And so
Possesses
does it
the successors and changes their personalities. They become compassionate. Yeah. I won't go into all the rest of it, but yeah, it sounds like they just cannot or will not.
Yeah. So
Start
the Fritz family couldn't use the rumbling. That's why they needed Aaron.
well,
That's
and
why
it seems like
yeah.
it seems like the king too affected their memories by having
Yeah.
the founder to turn him more into a pacifist. But it
Yeah.
seems like the curse also just completely prevents them. I guess
Yeah.
it's kind of
Right.
like
Sorry.
intentionally stubbing your toe or something.
Yeah, right there it says the vow also prevents them from using the founding titan's true power for combat, even for self-defense. So
Nutty.
royal blood gets the founding titan, they can't even use it. So that's why what Mitch was saying is that Marley would have wanted Historia to eat Aaron to basically just suppress that ability for on and on and on. And Aaron was saying basically, I don't want your family line to continue eating each other so that this power never gets used.
Yeah, because I guess if they put a lid on the founder too, then I mean Marley and everything else is just gonna attack them anyways. Because they just don't want that threat anymore. They just want to wash their hands clean of Paradise, pretty much. And especially after Aaron attacked Marley, they pretty much sealed their fate, pretty much.
Going back to what you said though, Mitch, I very much am you remember when the show was just about killing titans and it was so much more simple.
Back in the good old days.
I've loved the twists that the show has had and it's made it really interesting, but there's so many fucking characters now and so much shit to remember.
Well, I mean, just imagine too when you when the show first came out too, and now years later we're at this point. It's like, well, Jesus Christ, man.
Here's another question I have. I think I asked this a couple episodes ago.
Of this episode.
What was even the point of Aaron going to Libero in the first place?
Maybe to start the war.
He went to talk to Zeke, and then he could have just left and him and Zeke could have just fucking left and gone to Paradise
to topple the Marleyan government and their military officials. He also wanted to steal the Warhammer Titan. So now he can't be imprisoned anymore because he can just break free. And he was going to try to get the Jaw Titan, but then Reiner stopped him. And then pretty much to put pressure on his own government and military to do more action.
But my question is, when Zeke and Aaron were talking to each other, and they agreed to do the euthanization plan, that's what Zeke thought, why didn't both of them just leave on a boat back to Paradise and do it?
Well, assumingly, if they figure out that Zeke and if they potentially guessed that the founder are going back to Paradise, they would have already launched a assault on either the ship they were going back with, or by the time they got back, Paradise would already be destroyed. And then, so that's why they were going to attack the government to slow them down. And they destroyed a giant port too with Armin's Colossal Titan nuke. So it slowed down Marley enough for them to do some other stuff.
Mitch, Zeke's plan could have been enacted right then and there. He had no reason to wait, but Aaron obviously wanted to wait so that there's no way they would have stopped him doing the rumbling. Yeah, I don't know why Zeke felt the need to wait for all of that stuff as well, since I guess they could have just...
Well, no, Zeke was also for the rumbling, but only on Marley.
He just wanted the euthanization.
When they were in the paths, Zeke wanted to go with the euthanization plan, but then he told Aaron, "You can do your whole rumbling shit after we do this." Let's just do my thing first, and then we'll do the rumbling. We'll completely fuck up Marley, and then we'll be good. It'll be over. Eldia will be saved. Eldians be good, and we'll save the world because the Eldians, after a couple generations, will just be dead because they can't reproduce, and the whole world's saved. That seems like that was his plan. Because I mean, why would Zeke would probably be like, why would Aaron just agree with this? But I mean, Aaron probably just tricked him. Yeah, very confusing.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own motivations.
I don't know why they couldn't just have left Marley, but
Well, I mean, it benefited Aaron a lot just to get that Warhammer Titan.
but what I'm saying is,
I know what you're
if they
saying, but at the same
if
time,
they would have just left, he wouldn't have needed the war because they wouldn't have been attacked.
yeah.
But because the only reason they were attacked was because he attacked Libero first.
Wasn't he always a target though?
He was.
Wasn't Aaron always the target?
But they were never I don't think they were ever planning to open up a full scale war because they were too scared of what he could
No,
do.
they were getting prepped to go after Paradise because they still didn't have the Founder back, because Reiner and them failed to recover it, and they lost both the Colossal Titan. They managed to recover the Jaw Titan back, but yeah, they lost the Colossal and they never got the Founder. So Marley would probably be like, yeah, let's just take this island out for good. So maybe it was.
I feel like I vaguely recall that being a thing at like the end of season 3, where they said something along the lines of like, the people from Marley will be back, so we have to like go there before they come back here or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up.
Yeah, it's probably not very important.
that was-
I'm just very.
was in
I
the
think it
middle
makes
of,
complete
part
sense
one
why
of
they
season 4.
attacked.
Yeah,
honestly,
I think
first.
you're right. That after they attacked Marley and did like the whole, he got the Warhammer Titan, all that stuff, they were like, oh,
Reiner and
probably
Zeke were like,
coming
we gotta
after us
go there.
after like a year or some bullshit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, in terms of the conversation between Yelena and Aaron, I don't really think there's much to talk about. Yelena just keeps being a Homer Simpson for Zeke, and then Aaron pulled along Floch to overhear the conversation, and he had his private talk with Floch saying, I'm going to destroy them all, pretty much. And then Floch is like, hell yeah, brother. I'll be a king
Floch
later.
pulled a Homer Simpson on Aaron
Yeah,
too.
yeah, pretty much. But he's wearing a crown, though. What?
What?
King Floch, dude. What up?
He's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, King Floch at the bottom of the ocean.
No, he
Killed
probably
by
His crown was
couldn't
so
make the
heavy he couldn't
Colossal
float
Titan,
back up.
Let's be honest.
Killed by the best character in the show.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Floch is just going like this with the Colossals too in the water.
yeah, he's just swimming with
I wanted to circle back to that because you're right. You said like they were moving so like, I guess, humanely or whatever you want to say, but then when they're walking, they're just. And it was so weird to see.
Why
them
are
actually,
there
like
why
they had a like decent movement underwater, but then yeah, when they're just standing up, they're just moving.
I'll be honest, when they explained that the Colossal Titans were going to cross the sea or cross the ocean, I'm like, all right, they're Colossal Titans. They have to be pretty damn big to just walk through the ocean. But the ocean's like
but I
real
but I don't think we ever expected
But-
to see them fucking.
Yeah.
No, I did not expect
that threw me
mermaid
off.
Titan.
That threw me off so much.
also why the fuck are their feet like just bricks? Like they're just fucking squares.
Quit making fun of them.
Because they're fucking ugly, dude.
They blew the budget on just animating,
Yeah.
Mika's
Couldn't
smile.
draw a fucking foot.
And then yeah, when they were getting destroyed by like the cannon fire, they seemed like small and tiny. And
Yeah,
then when
it
they're
made it
actually
look like
walking up on land with Aaron. It's like, oh, they're big again.
So what we're talking
was so
about here
weird.
is that we cut to a scene where like an entire navy gets set up to face the rumbling. Yeah, and they fire back. This is when we see the scene of the Colossal Titans swimming. Looks completely weird. And the cannonballs that they shoot into the air go into the water, and it looks like maybe like one or two of them hit a Colossal and just completely shred it in half. So, I mean, it just, I don't know. The scaling feels a
With
little
relative
weird in that
ease.
scene.
I
It's like
thought
butter.
like right before to make their call to fire, I was like, we're definitely gonna see them coming over like over the ridge there. Like that'll be their cue. It'll be a visual cue. You won't really be able to hear the rumbling. Maybe you might be able to like, I don't know, see some kind of disturbance in the ocean, like waves or something. No, I don't know how they could tell. They may have just sensed it.
It was
then they
steam, bro.
Yeah.
Was it steam? I didn't
Yeah.
even see the steam.
It was a giant cloud of
That's
steam.
what all of the clouds were. It was just
Oh.
steam.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
on Steam.
It was just a bunch
Okay.
of steam, and he's like, "No, what? Not risking it. Bye."
Bro, the Colossal Titan is so fucking overpowered. It's massive.
Not
it
the
can,
ones that were swimming.
It can burn you to death, and it can just be like, you know what? I'm tired. I want to nuke you. Like, what the hell?
Is that
I mean,
is that
it's
only
the-
when they're like summoned though?
Yeah.
No, Armin called it, and then he nuked it after he got called, right?
I
After he
thought
summoned it?
his Titan got created with like the nuke. That's what Baruto
Yeah.
did too.
Yeah.
When he transformed in season 3.
When you form into it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it's only like that one trick at the start.
No, because why didn't that happen when Bertolt did it in episode 1, season 1? Then
Because it's like I don't know, selective. Mm,
they can detonate themselves into a nuke.
you don't know them.
Because whatever.
Then I guess
So
yeah,
if,
maybe it's
if these
whenever you
Titans
want, they
can-
just did it right away.
If these Titans can swim like 100 miles an hour underwater and breathe underwater, then I think it's possible for them to fly too. So
Probably.
we might see Falco fly.
Oh, yeah.
I hope we see Falco fly. That'd be cool.
He might be able to carry everyone on his back.
Yeah, I mean we
as,
already threw clowns
flies to
and
Marley.
you know all that shit in, so might as well just go full deep dive.
Falco
the
from
butts.
Smash Bros can kind of fly, so it only makes sense.
Uh,
Yeah.
we're not talking about your top tiers here.
The Falco multiverse.
But yeah, I think that's overall it. Aaron arrives at Marley and completely decimates the fleet, and
The
the Marleyans try to like fight back with cannon fire, but then there's like, this ain't doing shit. We're out of here. And then I was like, same, dude.
That's probably the funniest part is like they all just did one line, like just one round of fires.
just
and
one
then-
round of artillery
yeah.
cannons, really?
Yeah,
What do you mean, yeah?
But the
they didn't kill one.
The thing that's weird though,
One's
is that, like,
one's head got blown in half, and then there was like, we have to reload. We don't know how long it's gonna take, but I'm out. One more
Oh,
effort.
dude,
No,
the Colossal
it's,
Titan with the head that was half blown off came out of the water like that.
yeah, no.
Which-
That's why we're saying they should have had like 6 or 7 or 8 or maybe 100 lines of artillery, not one
like a
fucking
second
line of
line of defense,
artillery.
not just have
Yeah,
freaking
but
six
that's what the
six
fleet was
cannons.
for, and it got completely decimated.
You think it'll prepare a little better, man?
They put all their
Yeah.
eggs in that fleet basket right there, and they're like,
I
"We
don't
only
know.
got enough cannons for the shore."
If I were to see, however
That's
far
the-
away they were, that giant fleet just launched into the air and
I'd
just
have been like, yeah,
destroyed.
I'm fucking
gone.
out of
Oh,
here.
dude, I
So
would
I'm
have
not
moved
even
my
gonna set
head
up
off.
one
I would have
full
slit my
cannon.
throat. I would have had to do whatever I needed to do to just be done.
Yeah, bro. I would
Bye-bye.
be like, oh, I would be like, what's in this artillery? Yeah, set it off, please.
So then is this part of why they did that whole attack in part 1 to like cripple their defenses for
Maybe.
this? Or is that or has there been too much
It was to
time
slow them down
in
from
between
attacking
the two
Paradise, I
things?
think. Slow them down.
It was more short-sighted.
Because
yeah.
what Armin did, that was just to protect their exit, right? Not to...
yeah.
Okay.
So, do we want to get into the wasp mess of Mappa being little shits?
What? Aren't you excited for part 3, the Revengeance Hypo Turbo version? Shout out to Moist Critical for that bit.
Bro, okay, so if they would have just been like last year, season 4, 12, or how many episodes we got? Then, in a year we're doing season 5. Then, in a year. I was like, yes, Mappa, thank you so much. I love you. Because I'm like, back to back to back seasons, dope. But they fucking did. Oh yeah, this is the final season. Make sure you watch. I was like, last winter, I was like, this is gonna be so fucking dope. And I was like, doing the math in my head, I was like, there's no way they're gonna finish this in how many episodes we have left. And I was like, oh, okay, they're gonna do part 2. Dope. And yesterday we get to fucking just wait another year for part 3. And then
No, not even that. It's like we thought they were gonna give us like a really solid cliffhanger. I mean, there was more or less a cliffhanger because they were gonna make a movie, and I don't even know if they're gonna make a movie now.
No, that's what I was.
No,
that's what
I
was
think
saying.
it's just gonna be part 3 now.
That's the other
No,
thing.
this
We
is
thought it
this
was a
is
movie,
this,
but
this is what they're gonna do. They're gonna do part. They're gonna do. So we have 9 chapters left to adapt. They're gonna do chapters 130 through 137 for part 3, and then a year after that, they're gonna finish it with the movie.
Yeah, totally. I
Such a
fully
good show,
expected.
dude.
I fully expected
Such
that
a
part
good
3
show.
is not gonna finish it I
Yeah.
fully expect that at this point. I
We're
bet
gonna do
that part
7
3 is
chapters
not
and
gonna be
how
the
many
end.
episodes? Part 3.
No, they're
Of
gonna
the
make
final
it. They're
season.
gonna make it like super like drawn out and extended and shit.
Well, do you
These
think
flashbacks we
they
get,
called
Yeah,
this?
flashbacks.
Do you think they called this like season 4, the final season, just because it relates to one arc?
Probably.
Because it's
Yeah.
like this is just like the whole like war arc and stuff.
It's the final arc. Yeah.
You would think they would
It's
they would split it into two. Like you would have the initial war, and then the whole rumbling would be a different arc. I think that would have split it up a little bit better because now we would have been in what season 5, the final season, and then now they'd be like, hey, we're having a part 2 now. So now we're still like, fuck yeah, let's go. But now it's like now we're just come on, dude.
I don't know. I
Come
never really
on,
saw
man.
it as like separate arcs. Like it was very fluid how they went between part 1, part 2,
Yeah.
and
Well,
like
that's what I'm saying.
I
That's
didn't
why they
see
call it
a
the final
separation.
season.
Well, no, I think he's just talking about in the whole story in general. It's kind of very
Yeah.
fluid. Like Attack on Titan's not like a Naruto or Black Clover where you have distinct arcs, right? It's just like one continuous story.
I mean,
Could it
you could
also have
definitely
to do with
see
the
it
fact
as
that
different
the
arcs too.
mangas was
Well, yeah,
still being
obviously.
written or whatever, and so they just kind of have to call it the final season, and they don't really know how many parts there are gonna be because the manga wasn't finished yet.
I don't know. They just they fucking map it, bro.
I don't know, I just don't think it's very organized either because as you're trying to watch the episodes, it's like, am I in part 1? Am I in part 2? I'm in season 4. Am I in part 3? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so
Certainly for
frustrating.
somebody who is unfamiliar with the show, hearing all of this, they're like, "What the fuck do you mean the final season, part 3?"
Yeah.
This is the longest final season in the history of TV, bro.
Because if they labeled it the final season because it was an arc and you can separate other things into arcs, why don't they just call season 1 Annie v Aaron or season 2 the arc of betrayal? Like I don't know, why didn't they just do shit like that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, if you're separating it by that, then might as well make it a different season.
Right. So
Yeah,
if
which
we're
is-
in the war arc, then make it season 5.
I know. That's why I said. I don't.
Yeah.
I know.
It's stupid.
I know. It's just annoying now because now we're at a part 3, and it's like, all right, come on, man.
Yeah, dude.
Come
Like
on.
when they announced like going back to like last summer when they announced it and they released the trailer and the OTS, I was like, this is gonna be
Yeah.
the single greatest like season of anime ever.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is really fucking boring. There's like 2 good episodes. And then when they announced part 2, I was like, all right, we're gonna
This is where
fucking
shit
finish
is
this
gonna
shit.
go
We're
down.
gonna finish this shit
This is where
this
the
winter.
bulk of
Yeah, I remember how
happens.
excited you were, like covering the end of part 1 and Aaron versus Reiner. I remember how pumped you were.
Bro,
That fight
that was the
scene.
greatest cliffhanger ever. It was so
And-
dope.
The fact that this was the last episode
Of this
of
episode.
the last episode of Attack on Titan for season 2 of season 4 of part 2,
Vengeance.
and we didn't get like one of the best intros for
I know, yeah, I was so pissed.
for
I
the
know.
series, dude.
Uh,
Or and the outros.
There's-
I thought they were the
there's-
best ones.
Yeah, there's no.
we didn't get the
rumbling.
intro or outro. I was like, you son of a bitches.
Oh yeah.
And normally it's the thought, oh shit, there's no intro, like shit's gonna happen. No,
Well,
half the episode of flashback.
in the back of my mind, because normally for like season finales, they'll do the intro at the end.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, we gotta get some like super like a special version of the rumbling, showing people dying finally, and like the music's playing in the background. That'd be
That'd
so
be-
fucking cool.
Yeah, that'd be
They
pretty
have
sick.
the like one of the
Holy
OG
shit.
songs playing though.
They had a UC Big Girl playing when Mikasa and Aaron were talking.
Yeah, I imagine that's just trying to harken back to season 1.
Season 1. I don't know, man. I was just so.
Well, there was
Fucking-
one playing while like shit was going down at the end, like with the fleet and all that. Or am I remembering that wrong?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I have to rewatch.
I don't remember either, but it ended
Right.
with you see a what, you know.
I know it's
Um,
a different studio and everything, and we've already talked about UFO Table being way better, but like the way that they did the special ending of like the second to last episode for the entertainment district with just like all the ashes and stuff, that was so beautiful. That was so well done.
Well,
And,
map.
yeah, it would have been nice to have something like that
Well,
since we didn't get the fucking
we did have a
actual intro or outro.
We did have a special outro this season. It was when Connie and Falco were riding on the horse, which didn't make any sense to me. Why we needed
Dude.
an outro for that?
Oh yeah, that's right.
For the opening of this episode too, like the first like it felt like 10 minutes of this episode was just opening credits. I was like, all right, get out of the way, dude. I want to see Levi gonna kill this clown, dude. And then, oh, there's smiling Mika. So, oh, what? More credits? Let's just read this shit. All right, cool.
You just hear Levi say, so there's a clown titan now. Gotta take care of this.
Yeah, cuts its nape off.
Can't let this guy be walking around.
Jesus, Levi.
Like I said at the
I mean,
beginning,
Levi did come in clutch when he saved that little boy, though.
So I'm
He was gonna
excited.
get his
I'm excited for
back on.
part 4, the return of the clown.
Honestly, yeah, I would not be surprised if we get part 3 to cover several chapters, and then we get a movie.
Yeah, they should have just called it, part 2.5.
How many Titan shifters do we know about right now?
there's 9 total.
But Aaron has
Right.
like a bunch of them.
Aaron has 4.
Aaron has like 3.
3 of
Four?
them. Yeah, he has 3 of them.
Three.
3 of them. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Three.
we have
Or maybe the
Falco,
is the next one.
Reiner, Armin, Annie, and is that it?
Peak.
Peak,
Peak.
Peak, and then
Zeke.
Zeke is gone right now.
Zeke and Peak.
And then
Oh.
Aaron has Attack, Founder, Warhammer, and then the Beast Titan is probably within Aaron's Founder Titan.
So is that
Yeah.
Maybe
is
that's
that
part
8
of
or 9?
why he's
That's 9.
the fucking
That's 9.
skeleton whale.
Let's say maybe there's a clown Titan.
Yeah, make
Yeah,
it
sneak
even
peek.
10. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it could be the next curveball that they throw in on part 6 of the final season.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, here's the reason, okay? They called it the final season part 3. They didn't say the final season, the final part.
Yeah.
Ah!
Oh, there
We're
you
gonna
go.
get
That's
really
why
meta
you
with this
know
shit.
That's not it. That's
God,
not
I can't
it.
wait to see Attack on Titan, the final season, the final part 17. Hell yeah.
The final season, the final part, the final nuke.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Do you think
Josh,
they'll have
end it already. Jesus.
the intro or like the first episode of part 3? Do you think it'll be
My
as
brain's
good
starting
as
to
the
hurt.
first episode of part 2?
It'll be a recap.
What?
Watch it be a fucking recap, bro.
Dude, in my ass, it'll be a recap.
I've
They
always
probably just
been
let
mad.
them all
I'm
in. It's
Aaron.
been, like,
I've
8
always
fucking
been
episodes.
mad. I hate everyone. I'm mad at everything. I'm gonna kill them
Oh,
all.
dude.
I'm gonna kill
My
them all.
mom got
You
eaten.
see
My
all
mom
me
got eaten.
They're gonna do a recap from season 1, episode 1 till now. And they're gonna go episode from episode, recapping it all. And that's
Yeah.
gonna be part 3, and then the movie will be the ending of it.
And this is why Grisha was in this position, because he tripped in the door frame. He dropped his key for like 2 seconds, and that's why he was in this part. Aaron actually was the one that tripped him and made him stub his toe. Hey, we'll see you in Attack on Titan, final season, final part 16.5.5, the Revengeance Hyper Turbo Edition. But yeah, I think that's the end of that bit.
Yeah, it's
I mean, I'm gonna look forward to part 3, but at this time it's like, damn.
Well, that's what I was saying at the beginning. Like I'm so fucking pissed at Mappa, but the story is so good that I'm like just kind of like ugh. Like it's such a good fucking story, but I'm so annoyed that they're shilling themselves out for money.
It's okay to say that you're going to wait, but you're not going to like it. You're not
It's,
happy about it, but of course we're going to wait,
Well,
and of course we're going to watch.
Honestly, if
We're not
if
happy.
they need more time to like get it like as perfect as they can, because this is like the final like shebang of Attack on Titan, so I'd rather it end as best as it humanly can.
Well, yeah. So on Twitter,
So
there's
take
a lot
your
of people-
time.
On Twitter, there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, you complain when anime studios rush shit out and it's not very good, and then you complain when they take their time." I was like, "Yeah, the only reason we're complaining though is because they call it part 1, part 2, part 3. If they would have been like, okay, season 4, season 5, season 6, I would have been no problem whatsoever."
Yeah.
No, that's true.
But what, like I was saying,
And-
since the manga wasn't finished, is there part of them that they just didn't know?
Okay,
How long
so
this was gonna take her?
part 1 I'm okay with. Like, yeah, sure, that's fine. But then they advertised part 2 as the ending. Like he was gonna wrap it all up. I'm pretty sure they said it all
Yeah.
comes to an end.
Mm-hmm.
And like, haha, psych, bitch.
We're technically
Yeah,
wrong. We're still in the final season.
It's good. I mean, there's mixed feelings for sure. There's good and there's bad to it. And we were really hyped this this past season with like 2 big animes coming back, Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan. Like that was definitely very hype. But I think it's nice to have them take a little bit of a break, put them on the back burner, and give some other shows a shot since they're coming out with their next seasons, or just have us look at other series.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, just take a break, get it right in part 3. Don't make a part 4, please. You're
Here's
just
the
beating a
question,
dead
though.
horse at this point.
When you say get it right, because I know you have said that the actual ending of the manga is not all that satisfying. Do you want or think or hope that they will make it different from the actual ending in the manga? That they'll do something different with the anime?
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care.
You're the only one who's read it, so we can't really speak to this. But
If they want to be loyal, I would just say take your time and explain shit a little bit more thoroughly, because I think that's what the biggest issue with the ending was originally. If they want to do an anime exclusive ending, then good fucking luck. You know,
I think
try to wrap this shit up
like,
in a bow that's not more confusing than how confused where we are right now. You know, good luck.
they can probably pull off like doing a deviated ending, like if they really wanted to, if they're gonna take their time with it, or if they wanted to do separate parts, they can do like those separate parts corresponding to whatever ending it leads to,
Well,
or just have like the final episode be that.
That's what I think they might do. I think that the anime they might give us Isayama's ending, and then the movie they might give us their ending.
Yeah, we'll just have to see.
I just don't want a fucking movie, man.
I really don't care altogether how this show's gonna end. I just want it to end so we can just put a bow on it and just appreciate Attack on Titan for what it was. So right now this show is definitely not doing a Game of Thrones, but
I fucking hope not, man.
Well, Game of Thrones started falling off.
Don't even get me fucking started on Game of Thrones, bro. That's my favorite fucking fantasy series of all time, and they fucking murdered it!
Next episode of this episode,
we talk about Mitch's anxiety.
Mitch fucking rants for like an hour and a half about
I have the book right here, and I'm reading it again because of how bad they fucking up the show. But,
yeah, I guess Mitch needs a little bucket of yogurt too.
Of this episode.
I need a fucking aspirin after thinking about Game of Thrones, bro.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's really anything else to say about this episode. We're excited for
you guys.
Part 3.
You guys feel good about wrapping up Attack on Titan, moving on to new things here?
I don't want to say goodbye, but at the same time, I know it has to come to an end.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. Next week you have a nice episode waiting for you.
Carry next week.
Yeah, great. Yeah, but that's for the outro. So, how about we end it unless someone has anything else they want to bring up. Focus.
Yeah.
Focus.
Oh, yeah, Josh, you were gonna say
Jesus
something.
Christ! Oh, good job.
What do you mean?
Go ahead, Josh.
That was like the big question that I thought up that I was super proud of, is asking Trav whether or not he wants it to end according to the manga or not. I thought you guys thought it would be a good question. That's a really good question, Josh. That's what I had.
It was the other thing. It was the other thing that you were saying before.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what it was.
Before we started stream.
Don't look at me. I don't know what they're talking about either. I'm just sitting here.
Just starting a bit. Mitch is going along with it because that's what Mitch does. And I'm just sitting here in the fucking dark like, no, there's nothing because this is a bit.
You gotta go along with the bits, bro.
All right.
Okay, here's my bit then. You're welcome. Mappa didn't give it to you, but I can give it to you.
Only
I'm
in
coming.
A clip. What?
Rumbling. Is it bad that every time I hear that, I go rumbling, I'm coming, instead of it's coming?
I think about that every time I hear the thing now. So thank you for that.
Yeah,
So-
I've never heard of that, but now I'm gonna remember it. Thanks.
All right,
I've never
but
looked at what the actual lyrics are, so I
we're done.
a big idea.
We have nothing else to talk about. Let's end this podcast. So
See you
whoever
next
hung
time. See
out,
you next week.
thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
On the next episode of this episode, Trav, Mitch, Josh, and Yusuf discuss episodes 18 through 26 of Kermani High School. If you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss when any new content goes live. You can also catch us live at twitch.tv/DutchRead where we record the podcast live every Monday night. And as always, thank you for watching. Please, can I leave now?